Yesterday, I placed an order with Walmart for some greeting cards that I wanted to make and send out. There's a way that I live my life, how I interact with people, and it often ends with the situation being happy, right? Like things being like a happy moment. And I like to leave those moments with people and take them myself. And sometimes I wish that I could leave something tangible that could be something to remember that moment or whatever. And one thing I really like to do and enjoy, and what helps me, I don't know, just feel joy in life, is taking a situation that could be bad or that presents itself as a negative and to turn it into something positive. And I find that when you do that, things just are better, right? Like when I went in to take my car in, the warranty people wanted to deny everything, but just because of how I interacted with the staff and how we connected, they ended up doing a lot of fighting for me, and I ended up getting exactly everything that I needed, and they were happy to help. Well, I didn't do a very good job last night. When I showed up at Walmart, all the cards that I wanted were printed up as prints, and the staff really didn't seem to care. They were kind of like, what's the difference? We don't have any control over it. We can't do anything. It prints what it prints. And I ended up standing in line for a long time to get a refund, and the refund lady wasn't very happy that she had to do it because she had to undo every single one. And then I walked away, and the boys and I, we were all quiet, and where before we were really happy, it just kind of brought us down. And so I replaced the order with Walgreens, which is really funny because, Walgreens, you go in there to get your one cure for the scary thing. So I never go in there for that. But they also print up pictures. So I placed my order last night for some new cards, and when I went to get them in today, the lady that was helping me couldn't find them. And she was looking all over, and she couldn't find them, and she couldn't find them, and she couldn't find them. And it felt very similar to the situation last night, to where it would be one of those where I have the evidence of that they're here, and but she was nice, and she ended up calling someone over to help because she was really busy. And she looked around, and then she went back to where they were supposed to be, and they were exactly right there. They were right exactly where they were supposed to be. And so, it's like, hey, okay, there they are, no problem. And when I got the photos, I opened them up, and the original lady that was helping me out walked past, and I was like, hey, come check these out. And she's like, where were they? And the gal's like, right where they were supposed to be. So it was kind of funny. So it had the potential to be uncomfortable or frustrating situation or whatever, much like last night. But I opened them up, and I was like, can I just share these pictures with you? And there's one card that's not here because when I got to that picture, I don't even know if I have that picture in any of these other ones. Yeah, this one right here. She really, really liked that one. That was her favorite. As soon as I got to that card, she was like, oh my gosh, that's so beautiful, So just briefly, she asked where I got them, and I was like, these are just out in parking lots or whatever, just around. That's kind of what I do. And then she called the other gal over and was like, you got to check this out. Look at this picture. It's really pretty. So when we got done, I took that card with the picture that she really liked, and I just wrote a little note in there, and I said, thank you for helping me today. May you find love and beauty everywhere and in everything. and I didn't sign it or anything, but I put it in the envelope and wrote her name on the front. And then when I went to leave, I had to walk past her because she was the cashier there. And I just reached over and gave her the card and I said, "This is for you." And she was really grateful, and I didn't dwell on it or anything. I just said, "Have a nice day," and I left. And that's what I want to do, folks. I know that I can live my life that way, and I do. But I want to leave something tangible behind so that they can look at it and it's something, you know, like something beautiful, and not just to remember or to appreciate the beauty of the photo, but hopefully when she looks back, she'll just appreciate the small beauty of the moment that we were able to share. And I know, like, making and selling greeting cards isn't like a super lucrative thing. I mean, especially when you just give them away. But I feel a huge shift, and I can feel where I'm disconnected because how I'm spending my time to meet my needs, even though it's like, okay, yeah, I give information to a huge company that's trying to hit $4 billion, and I give them information that they can do to do that, and it does make those people's jobs easier, and it makes the company a lot of money and shareholders and whatnot. And I've been blessed with a skill that can do that. I can see things and see patterns and different aspects of storytelling for a business that helps them to do that. And it is valuable, but it's not my purpose. So I'm starting this. I don't know how it ends up turning into, how I transform what's inside me into physical or tangible assets that can be traded so that I can provide for the needs that this place puts on me. Like, tomorrow, I'm gonna be hungry when I wake up. Tonight, I'm gonna be tired. I need to go to sleep. It's cold, I need to be warm. So there are all those things that come with being mortal, that the way the system's set up right now is that we have to get money to purchase those things. And so I feel like there's a way to take this inside me to turn into something that does that. But it feels like it's a huge long road, even though it feels like it's right there. But I have to do something. And right now, I can just kind of be the model of what I would, I guess, if I made cards like this and if I put them out, what other people might do. And maybe they would be willing to say, hey, I'm gonna exchange a little bit of this resource that I have for this resource from you. I can see lots of different things I can do. But I also feel like I'm not doing it alone. So I'm just gonna do this part for now. And I can think of at least, well, I guess I'm gonna have to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different people that are gonna receive these cards. And these are special to me because every one of these pictures is a moment. That one was with Amy. That one was when I was sitting outside of the float spot all by myself, feeling sorry for myself. Because it seems like every time I try to float, it gets canceled. But that's led to a cool situation with the receptionist that always has to tell me it's canceled. And the opportunity that we've had to approach that situation conscientiously and intentionally to look for these moments. Like, I really think that we need to take the absolute value of experience. That's what the pillars are to me, or the 11 or 1111. You know, the symbol for absolute value, right? The two lines on the outside. And if we take away the positive and the negative from experience and just realize that it's just the amount of opportunity that we have to either have a whole bunch of something really good already, or maybe something that looks like it's the potential to be really, really bad. But if we approach it conscientiously and look for the lesson and look for the opportunity, I wouldn't have even thought to give Chris that card today unless we would have went through a potentially frustrating situation. So that's why when I look around my house, which is still a little cluttered, and I think, like, you know, it seemed like a lot of really big negative things happened. That just means there's a whole bunch of potential to balance that. And the way that we balance a whole bunch of negative or a whole bunch of lack or whatever is with the inverse of that, which is a whole bunch of positive and a whole bunch of abundance. And the awesome thing about it is we don't have to do it alone, because there are things that I need help with. And the only way I can get that help, I can sit here, I guess, and struggle and try and do it all myself. But I don't think that's the point. I think the point is to find those that can help me and to teach me to be humble and learn to ask for help. Just like how I always want to find people that need help and give them the help. It's just a big balancing act. It's a big game. God, can you imagine if we just approached it that way? If we looked at those situations as not like the, oh, who's going to help me in the selfish way, but who needs to give a whole bunch of love? I don't know, but I've got these cards to give away. I had 7, now I have 6. Is that right? Yeah. Anyways, have a great day, y'all.